Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast. I am your host, Jan Washington. This is a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. I would like to extend my gratitude in you listening to this podcast. It means everything to me, and I hope it is clear that this subject matter is so important to me. I care about our people, our future, and making a positive change in this nation. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast. And this episode is especially for the Content Creators of Color Challenge. And I want to talk about another update in the Ahmaud Arbery case. And for those who may not be familiar with the Ahmaud Arbery case, it started in February 23rd of 2020. Ahmaud Arbery was an unarmed 25-year-old black man. He was pursued in Glenn County, Georgia, while he was jogging, and he was gunned down by Travis and Gregory McMichaels and William Roddie Bryan. On May 7th, Travis and Gregory McMichaels were arrested, and William Bryant later arrested on May 21st, and they were charged with felony murder and other crimes, including malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. So if you did the math, they were not arrested until 74 days later after the killing. It's a really horrific case, and we've just really seen a lot of different twists and turns in this case. One of the more recent updates that I've talked about on my podcast was that the former district attorney was arrested recently here after the indictment in connection with the investigation. So former Brunswick District Attorney Jackie Johnson had been indicted of violating her oath as a public officer and obstructing a police officer. And on a prior episode, I mentioned that she was arrested and released on $10,000 bond. She was alleged to have violated her oath as a public officer. And as far as violating her oath, it was found that she was showing favor and affection to Greg McMichael during the investigation. The charge of violating the oath of a public officer is a felony, and it carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years in prison if convicted. So it seems that 74 days that it took to get charges may have had a lot to do with her being the district attorney. So that's quite interesting. But that's not even the update. So the latest in the case now, the attorneys for the father and son, Travis and Greg McMichael, have asked the judge to ban a photo evidence of a vanity license plate, which includes a Confederate emblem that was on the pickup truck that used to pursue Ahmaud Arbery. Specifically, they filed a motion on September 30th in the Glenn County Superior Court that the photo evidence of the license plate on Travis McMichael's pickup truck is not relevant and would be prejudicial. And for background, there's an article on the NBCnews.com website, and so it goes on to state that the motion filed is drawing a conclusion that when Ahmaud Arbery saw the license plate, he interpreted its meaning and feared the McMichaels, and that is why he ran away from them. And so the attorneys for the McMichaels are claiming that the prosecutors were used the photo to create interference, that Travis McMichael used the license plates to telegraph some sort of motive or bias, and they are stating that that's not true. So the jury selection starts October 18th, and the prosecutors requested that the motion be denied to remove this picture. But how interesting is that they want this picture of the vanity plate removed? I thought that the Confederate flag was something that they were proud of, right? So now they want it removed out of evidence. So I find that really interesting that they, are not proud of the Confederate flag now. Or is it that they're proud and they just don't want the court and the jury to see that, because they know the consequences of it? So when it's convenient, they're proud of the Confederate flag, and when it's not convenient, they're not proud of it. Sounds like a hypocrisy. The hypocrisy that we were talking about on the prior podcast. If you heard the podcast with Woke by Accident and the Forefront, check that out if you have not. So yeah, sounds like a scramble, and we will keep you guys informed as this develops. But yeah, that's really interesting. So thanks for listening, guys. We'll keep you posted.